Welcome to Let's Play Rule the Waves 2 as France, starting in 1920. This is episode 74. We are 7 months into a war with Italy. We have crushed the Italian Navy. They don't seem to know that they're defeated. The Italian Air Force is still a problem, and we are fighting in Sardinia for a substantial capture so that we can peace out quietly and enjoy a well-deserved complete rebuild of the Navy into the missile and aircraft age. So here we are. Need to just put some of our ships into reserve because, frankly, they're just simply not needed against the greatly weakened Italians. So that should do. Several good battleships, one's in repair, so a choice of 4. A choice of 3, even. One of the big carriers, 3 of the biggish but slightly smaller carriers. All of our cruisers are in repair or in reserve, so no cruisers at all. I could take a couple out, but I'm sure that'll all be fine. And then a chunk of destroyers. Let's review the turn. Some of you in the comments, thank you Timothy, have been arguing that the Epée would be an excellent class to repeat and that this first division should be supplemented by a second and third division going forward. And I think that's absolutely right. I haven't quite got the money to get them started, but as you can see, not far off now. I do have a design study for a light cruiser. And I might be building the light cruiser instead of these whopping great big super heavy cruisers in the future. Let's push the turn forward and see what the next battle is going to be. And a raid on coastal installations. I'm going to decline that because, you know, raids on the enemy coast are just a little bit hairy now. Convoy defense. Certainly get behind that. It's not overexposing us to potential Italian air attacks, as we found in the last battle. And yes, we absolutely want to defend our convoys going towards Sardinia to support the offensive. So, yep. Oh, and the Italians have declined. And a small engagement. I'm never a huge fan of small engagements, so I'm going to decline that. Well, and that was the turn. Okay, fair enough. Nice new technology. Our new is ready for operational performance. I don't think the float planes really have, you know, they only go so far and then they don't really see much significant improvement after that. Still resistance in Sardinia, which is a great shame. Crude is scarce in France due to sinkings of merchant ships. So I will, well, unrest level is 0, so I'm not too worried about, but I'll just check on the trade protection going on there. Friendly merchant ships 4. Doesn't seem to be that many. There'd be food shortages in great big France, but anyhow. So they've got heavy cruisers raiding. So let's see if we can address that. And we're blockading them, and we've been blockading them for months. Most of our cruisers are still in repair, but the Amiral Jacob has come out, so I'm going to put them onto trade protection. Yeah, just that. We'll put it into Europe. Actually, let's put it into Europe because that's the home nation. So let's just press M for move and go to Northern Europe. And then let's go for the last one. Small engagement, not bothered. Battle fleet. Now you're talking. Not that they've got much to quibble about, but let's accept and see if they accept. And they don't. Cruiser battle. Decline that. I don't really have any cruisers. Convoy defense. Yes, let's go with that. And they decline that again. Convoy attack. I enjoy attacking convoys too. Nope. Nope. They are coastal shipping raid. Nope. So, here are my first generation of guided missile destroyers joining the Navy and working up. another breakthrough. It's been quite good for breakthroughs this year. It's been difficult to get your head around it because it's been such a long year with so many battles. But yeah, good stuff. No to air bases. Oh, and we've lost one of our submarines. And they've lost one of theirs. Oh no, they've sunk one of our corvettes. And another. And another. What just happened there? Warts, right, well done. The Admiral Jakob has stopped one of theirs. So that was a good investment. 190 for the blockade. And let's close that. Do we want to rework this design? No, let us build one of these Moralsa seals. Just the one. That will take care of our current monthly balance. Except, of course, we've got all these epées now. So let's go back to the build. Actually, I will look at the design of that just to see if we can tweak anything, because it is a couple of years old now. Have a look at these lovely epées. Open for redesign and just see what we've got to play with. We appear to have minus one ton remaining. I thought, are we 2,500 overweight? No, we're 1 ton overweight. But strangely, if you open it up for rebuild, we are 1 ton overweight, whereas if we open it up, we're no tons overweight. Anyhow, there's nothing to do to try and improve the epées, so let us build a few. So we've got 4,800. Okay, that will be another 6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6th one on the way. So there's 6 more. Excellent. Happy with that. Let's see if we're going to have a battle. Convoy attack. Yep. Okay, that's happening. Priority for land-based aircraft, so suppress the enemy airfields as usual. Some ships from Britain. Thank you very much, Britain, stalwart ally. And let's see what we've got to play with. Sink 6 ship. Got 4 hours and 20 minutes until dusk. Our order of battle is simply 1 main force. We have 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, another more, a couple of cruisers, carrier, and a British battleship. Okay, that's quite a bit of fun to play with. So let's zoom out, see where we are. Okay. So we are in the central Mediterranean basin. Let's do some air searchiness. So the AI is pointing us this way. Let's bring the range down. 250. Oops. Two-phase search. Actually, that's 300. 250. Let's make these even numbers because makes things a lot easier. I'm going to go for heavy because I've just got the 1 carrier, so I don't want its planes to be going in any kind of weird way. Okay, so let's do that. Yeah, keep the cap to maximum because I've only got 1 carrier, so I don't want the fighters going off as escorts. 250 miles seems adequate. The game very rarely strikes from very long range. It really does get quite close in. Obviously, we've got Italian air bases here, here, and here. There, and just off the top of the map there at Taranto. Whereas our bases are all around here. I might... No, not that one. It was so hard to know. Just add this one here, just in case. I'm assuming this is the direction to worry about. Let's do that direction as well. After all, that is the Italian fleet base. That's all that's sorted. Let's go here and see. Oh, we've got 2 carriers. Okay. So let us have a look at this. Okay, so I've put together a little strike package of dive bombers and torpedo bombers from each of the 2 carriers, plus the Marine Saulnier MS-113 fighter as escort. This is the previous generation. This is the Hurricane to my Potez 137 Spitfire, which seems fine. One thing I noticed, the Chateau de Foy has 60 torpedoes per squadron, whereas the Soule, as a smaller carrier, only has 40. So that's one thing to notice about building the bigger carriers. So let's ready them and exit. I wonder, because I've got 2 carriers now, wrong dialog box, whether I can go down to medium and okay that for the moment. At least I've only got 1 flagship to worry about. Let's zoom back in and see what we can see. Oh, of course, the cruisers. Oh, yeah. And yes, yes, yes. And off we go. And there's the strikes ready. And the escorts. So, nothing to see yet. Ah, okay. Our first reports are of 6 transports in that direction, heading towards our rendezvous point. So that's nice. The distance is 95 nautical miles. So I think I'm going to launch my first strike on that first report, because that sounds good. So let me just do target and there, and off we go, everybody. Let's just see all of that go off and then come back. And I thought I'd launched it, but of course I'd forgotten the select already, and then launch at dusk. I don't like to, but given that this is probably the only strike I'm going to get off, I'm going to say yes. And given that it's dusk, I'm going to go back to the search and go back to heavy cap, so that what cap we do will be well, heavy. Another report, a couple of cruisers, 14 transports. That's nice. So we can head in that direction. That's good. So yeah, there's obviously some stuff going off around about here. I'm going to go to Squad Max. It's a bit extravagant, but I haven't got much time. There's my fighters. Another torpedo. It'd be funny if my airstrike managed to fulfill the requirement without having to worry about anything. Okay. If we just go back to reports, there are reports of a CV in the area. So let's hope we can capture that. Time is 50 minutes, so no time to launch a further strike. So it's in with guns and nighttime combat. Now, I'd love at this point to be able to split my surface action group from my carriers, so that my carriers could keep their respectful distance away from any surface action. There comes dusk. And let's advance in 2-minute chunks and see what we can see. Whoops, here comes darkness. So it's all down to the radar now. These reports from a long time ago. Mainly suggesting that they're heading south. I'm going to bring the speed down to 20 and let's see what we can see. I'm going to head back up to the rendezvous point. And it might be that nothing much is going to happen. Wherever the convoy's gone, I can't find it anymore. I do wonder, having got some reports, whether it would have been wise to, yep, there we go, to have sent out some more scouts on those reports to try and get some battery information. It's something I don't tend to do and I only just sort of thought of, but yeah. So there we go. So we sunk a CV. Boom. And a destroyer. So, not achieved our objective of merchant ships, but yeah, sank a CV. Well, let's just go look at the ship details of that one. Let's just bring that in and zoom in. Oh yeah, 4 bombs. Alas, the 22,500 ton Uria, maybe? Uria, according to Google Translate. So, yeah. We hit it with a 1,000-pounder, got a critical hit on the conning tower, another 1,000-pounder on the superstructure, which destroyed the bridge and aircraft, and secondary guns knocked out by splinters. And then another 1,000-pounder burst alongside the fire started, and another 1,000-pounder on the superstructure, plus splinters and holdout. Conflagration starts among fueled aircraft. Boom. So, yeah. Fire raging out of control, ship abandoned. It's the curse of the carrier with ranged aircraft on board. Oh, nice one. And the Italians have even less of a navy. Love Malta. The old Italian submarines are taking a toll of my corvettes. I'll have to just double check I've got enough corvettes. A little bit of activity. I need to probably put a heavy cruiser into the Mediterranean on trade protection as well. And we are solidly blockading the Italians. Just a quick look at where the Italians are up to. So they have no battleships, no battle cruisers, no carriers, 1 light carrier, 10 heavy cruisers, no light cruisers, 6 destroyers, 5 merchant cruisers, 53 corvettes, and 44 submarines with 29 building. And still nearly 2,000 naval aircraft, despite my best attempts to get rid of all of them. And here we are, 10th month into the war, and it's January, so this seems like a good place to stop for now. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.